600 now or your husband's throat is peeled. Wife thinks hubby is kidnapped by cartel, but he's behind it all. Just a bit of advice: if your husband calls you in the wee hours when he probably should have been home in the first place, talk about something the cartel got me, they want their money, the best thing for you to do is go back to sleep, sis, because when has the cartel ever needed a dead man to pay them back? The only solution for him was to never have owed them in the first place. New husband loading. A Florida woman thought she was paying over $70,000 in a ransom payment to a drug cartel who kidnapped her husband. Turns out there was no kidnapping, and her husband was just allegedly extorting her so he could meet with another woman and keep up his drug habit. Eric Johnson, 29, is in the Brevard County Jail on charges of grand theft over $70,000, fraud, and extortion of his own wife, among other alleged crimes. How much drugs can the human body absorb before it either kills you or it hits $70,000 worth? He was damn sure trying to find out. Cops with the Indian Harbour Police Department began investigating the exorbitant scheme on December 14th when Johnson's wife came to the police station to report him missing and to say he was being held for ransom. No, he was somewhere smoked out, can't feel his face. A 21-page probable cause arrest affidavit says she told cops she started receiving texts from a phone number she did not recognize and that said her husband would be hurt if she did not start sending money. His wife told detectives the two met in 2020 and got married in January 2023. They had planned a large wedding for January 2024. She said Johnson had previously told her he had been involved in a drug cartel before they met and he had a $60,000 drug shipment intercepted, which he owed them money for. This sounds like a con game. Johnson had gone missing on a couple of occasions. He was on a bender 2 or 3 months prior, and she paid money to her husband's CashApp account so he could be released, and he returned home about an hour later, the affidavit said. It's messed up. He married this woman because he knew she had money so he could use her to trick off and party and get high with other women. But damn, he was smoking like a broken toaster, sweetheart. Not one time did you look over and see him chewing on his own jaw, looking a little frayed around the edges like he was on something a little bit stronger than espresso. She first received a text message on October 7th that said you have 10 minutes to send $600 to your husband's Cash App for him messing up my business. That's how you know this wasn't a cartel. They are not dealing with no nickel and dime $600. I'm sure he has said it was over many times, but this is his last payment. If it isn't sent, things happen. She received similar messages in October and December. One of them said 500 now or buenos noches. Another, that's racist. Another, better send that $500 now or he won't make it to the wedding. Then last one, I'm absolutely positive it is, but send me 600 now or your husband's throat is peeled. He went missing again on December 12th with his apparent abductor saying they were driving him around in his car. Johnson's wife begged the kidnapper for mercy and pleaded to talk to her husband. She texted, "Can you just tell me if he's okay, please? He's the only family I have." This is foul, man. Johnson's made-up kidnapper said they were driving him around in her car. She's a sweetheart, but he knew that. That's what he was counting on. That's how he was manipulating her. Just one time, because she had said, "Hey, I'm not sending you anything. Do what you got to do." And he would have came back without a scratch on him, just mad as hell. His wife apparently sent money, but Johnson never came home on December 14th. I know she was worried. Over 3 months, she sent money over 50 times until she only had $1.71 to her name. He's a piece of garbage. I wish the cartel really did have him. The affidavit said that's when she decided to go to police for help. She told cops she didn't go to authorities before because she was scared for her safety. He probably told her don't go to the cops. It didn't take detectives long to unfurl Johnson's alleged scheme. Detectives determined the phone number in which the text extorting money actually belonged to Johnson. They also viewed street cameras that showed the car he was supposed to be held captive in traveling around Brevard County with only the driver inside, the affidavit said. She really emptied out her whole bank account for this piece of trash, thinking that he was in some serious trouble, that his life might have been in danger. The whole time he's riding around in her car smoking the lights out. On December 14th, the street camera spotted Johnson driving in Melbourne, and the cops performed a traffic stop on a vehicle. They probably thought his windows were tinted through the smoky haze. They took him in for questioning. In an interview with detectives, he admitted the whole kidnapping was a ruse to get his wife to send him money. She should have went to the authorities a long time ago. He said he used the money his wife gave him to buy cocaine. Officers found a small amount of cocaine and a crack pipe in the car, the affidavit says. He also was knowingly driving on a suspended license. Cops said, "He's getting high. You think he care. He was arrested on drug possession charges, but bonded out as cops continued to investigate his alleged kidnapping scheme. You want to talk about longevity? Because pills come and go, alcohol's always going to be around, heroin's always going to be around, fentanyl's the new kid on the block, but crack is running a marathon, 40 years strong, and is not slowing down. A review of his phone showed that he was sexting with other women at the time he was supposedly missing. At this point, nothing should surprise her if he's willing to go to these type of lengths. Between December 12th and December 14th, he drove to be with another woman, the affidavit said. He also told cops he was never part of the cartel. Gee, you think detectives believe Johnson has defrauded his wife of over $120,000 since they met in 2020? That's only 4 years. That's only 3 years and some change. The affidavit said cops arrested Johnson on Thursday and took him to the Brevard County Jail, where he remains on a $24,000 bond. His next court date is scheduled for April 16th.